Hello, welcome back. This is a review. I want to note the major change that you might have noticed. I do not have a boarded poster behind me. No, I did not get rid of it. I have it folded up. I'm actually switching around some of my stuff, and part of that is because I'm finally getting new shelves. I have another shelving unit that I'm going to put next to this, and everything is going to be rearranged. I apologize, my hair has seen better days. It's been miserable here in Michigan. I do not know about anyone else. Um, in terms of the states, at least. This summer has been an absolute fuck fest of heat. Um, that said, um, this is a review I've been excited about for almost this whole week. Um, this is I believe this was put out by Iron Fortress. That's what it says on the back. I know the Iron Fortress Records is a distro as well. But this is the newest album by Groaning Retch. I apologize if I say this wrong, pronounce it wrong. Cathemeral Bloodshed. This is so good. I got it in today, and I've spun it quite a few times. This is about 27 minutes in length. It is 8 tracks of just heavy, brutal death metal, with horror themes, if you couldn't tell by that beautiful artwork, by the way. Let me show you. There's the band, as you can see, 5-piece. There's the CD. I'm going to show you under the disc. This is the first Groaning Retch release I have actually checked out. I have a download of one of their past releases, I believe an EP from 2022. I could be wrong. So please don't quote me on that. I believe that was self-titled. Sorry, I'm a bit tired today. This band has definitely become a band I want to get more from. This having come out not too terribly long ago, I believe. I saw Iron Fortress promoting it. It really caught my attention with the art, and so I picked it up, and as soon as I saw that this came in today, I put it in my CD player. I apologize. The first track, which is called Groaning Retch, it starts out very like soft and acoustic, and about a minute or so, a little over a minute in, it really just kicks you in the teeth, and it sets the tone for what you will hear throughout the album. Succulent Slop featuring Bloodtithe and Maul, another great death metal band, um, is really just slimy and crushing. The fucking drums on this, by the way, are just a non-stop brutal assault on your ears with a little bit of restraint. Sorry, I'm super tired. I haven't slept well in a few days. It is definitely one of my favorite tracks. Succulent Slop. Some of these song names are fantastic too. I mean, Putrid Pulse, Sloshed in Filth, Constrict and Consume, which I believe that's the song that starts out with a great intro where it talks about snakes and how they reproduce, and then immediately goes on to say that's why you call so many people you don't like snakes, because can you be a guy and literally go fuck yourself? Um, it's great intro. Track 5 has 3 features. Pete Morsi, I believe is how you say his name. Gordon Brace, which is another great band, and another band that was on Iron Fortress, and I actually have their latest offering, Splattered Spine, another great brutal death metal act. This is just a vile album with sickeningly low vocals that just sound like gutturals coming from the bowels of Satan himself. The riffs, I will say, are a little repetitive throughout the album, and the drum patterns I would like to see maybe some slightly different drum patterns. I know with brutal death metal you don't really get a whole lot of variation, and I understand that, but for a band like Groaning Retch, I think that they have definitely found their sound. I would love to see more art on future releases by this band like this, where it's very like 80s. It kind of reminds me of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre mixed with Friday the 13th, in terms of he's using a chainsaw. He has the mask that kind of reminds me of Leatherface, but the clothes remind me more of maybe Jason. A little bit of, again, Leatherface's coloring, but more like how Jason would chase, the counselors in the woods. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. For all you horror fanatics out there, I kid you not, the vocals quite literally make the band name come to life with Groaning Retch, because that's what they sound like, is just groaning, retching, vomit sounds, and I love it. That's what I love about this, is the vocals are what really kept me coming back to this. I've spun this about 3-4 times now. Or actually probably 2 or 3. But I mean, I feel like I've listened to it more times than that, honestly. I mean, it is stuck in my head right now as we talk about it. My one big gripe, other than the riffs kind of sounding the same, is the songs kind of blend together. Except for track 1, and I believe it is track 7, Constrict and Consume, where they have different intros. Of course, the first track having that acoustic intro, that slow build up into the action. It's kind of like the calm before the storm, and of course that audio intro on track 7. It really would help if there was a way to tell the difference between tracks like 2, 3, and 4. I felt similar when they started out. Also, I couldn't really tell when some of the features came in, and that is not to say that that's necessarily a bad thing, but also when you have features, especially in a genre like a brutal death sort of act, or any death metal, being able to tell the difference between your vocalists, especially in bands with, smaller discographies or lesser known bands, is, I think, important. Because if you look at bands like, Aborted or Cannibal Corpse, you can hear their vocals because they're very distinguished. And if you told me that this album, like, if I didn't know it was this album in the player, and you said it was this one, I would have believed you. That is my only major gripe. However, that is not to say it's a bad thing. I think this band is really starting to find their sound with this album, and honestly, this might become a favorite album of the year. It's definitely better than I thought. I'm gonna give this a solid 7.5 out of 10 graves. Please go support Iron Fortress. Please go support Groaning Retch. These guys are fucking killer. And I highly recommend this album if you haven't checked them out or checked it out. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, shine on.